Hi everyone, Stephanie here from Jubilee Studios. I know it's been a while, but with 6 kids and busy athletic schedules and dance schedules, it's been a little hectic around here. So today's video, I'm going to show you a couple of different things. The first is how to use vinyl. I have my vinyl sheets I get from Micri World, and I'll put that after the video in the links. And all I do, they come in sheets of 8.5 by 11, so I just cut them in half to use in my 5 by 7 hoop. And then also what we're going to do is I'm going to use Sew Up Pro today, and I'm going to do a key fob. And what I'm going to do with that, and because I don't want to just stitch out one, I'm going to combine them and merge them together and make it to where I can do 4 at one time. So I'm already in Sew Up Pro, so I'm going to go to File and Open. And I have my design right here, and I'm going to open it. Now you'll see I've got a 4 by 4 hoop here. So I want to go to my 5 by 7. So I go up here to Options, go to Hoops, and then I go right down here to the 5 by 7 hoop. It says 5.12 by 7.09, and that's correct. So you'll notice there's a 5 by 7 and 7 by 5. It just determines the orientation of the hoop on your screen. One goes up and down and one goes side to side. I'm going to do the up and down one. So now you'll see I have one key fob right here in the middle. It's got all of my stitches here on how it's going to stitch out. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to click on my design, and I'm going to move him all the way up here to the corner. Let me scroll back up. Sorry about that. I'm going to move him all the way up to the top. Now I'm going to go up here to Edit, and I'm going to do Copy, go back to Edit, and do Paste. So all I've got to do is click on him and move him over here. Now he's pretty big. You can see his design goes past my middle horizontal center point here. So what I'm going to have to do is I go back up to Edit, and I'm going to do Paste again. And all I got to do is scooch him over, and I'm going to put him right in between these two that I already have. I'm just going to fit him. Just make sure your design does not overlap. Really, you can get these as close as you feel comfortable with, but you see he doesn't overlap with anybody else. You got to kind of watch those whiskers on these ones, because they could go. So now you'll think that, oh well, we can only fit 3 on here because we don't have much space left here. But actually what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back up here to Edit and Paste. I'm going to move another one down here, go right up here to Rotate, and now he's horizontal. So all I've got to do is scooch him down here to the bottom, and you'll see I was able to fit 4 on here. Now I probably, and in fact let's see, let's just give it a try and see if we can fit another one. Do Edit, Paste again, scoot him down, and we're going to rotate him the opposite direction so that his head is down at one end. And look at that, we were able to fit 5 of them on here. So now what you're going to have to do not close this out or anything, you're going to save it, but the first thing we're going to do, you'll see that it has each one of the designs stitched out separately. So if I left this way, it would stitch this one. I would have to do all the thread changes. Then it's going to stitch this one, then this one. It goes in the order of how I did them. Well, I want it to do all of the white stitching first, all of the red stitching then together, and then all of the black or whatever else. So I go back up here to Edit and go to Join Threads. My friend Kelly taught me this trick, and I am forever grateful. You're going to click on Join Threads of same color, starting at thread number 1. Click OK. Now you have to do this a couple of times, so back to Edit, Join Threads, click on Join Threads of same color. Now do number 2. Click OK. You'll see our little box is getting smaller. Edit, Join Threads of same color, number 3. And we have 5 threads that we're doing here, so we've got all the number 3s. Edit, Join Threads, number 4, well maybe, it's a little fiddly sometimes. Okay, and then our last one, and you can see it's got 1, 2, 3, 4, and then it's got all of those same colors, all the light brown. Again, Join Threads, and number 5, push OK. So now we have all of the colors, and it's going to stitch all of the white, then all of the red, all the black, dark gray, and light brown. So super simple. Now, here's a little trick. When you come up here, you need to save this. So you go to File, Save As. Now, typically, like if you were doing a font or something, your font would come back up here. And you want to make sure that you don't rename your font because it'll completely replace your font with your new design. So, this is on my disk, my external drive thing, my little thumb drive. So I'm going to rename this Cat Multi. That just way I'll know that it's several of them on there at once. And I'm going to push Save. So now what I can do is go up here, close it all out. And you might want to check it before you close everything out just to make sure you have everything saved correctly. Now you have to completely go out of SWP Pro to be able to eject your thumb drive correctly. I don't know if it does anything to them, but I always do it the right way. Otherwise it beeps at me. I don't like it to beep at me. So I'm going to take my thumb drive out, put it in my machine, click on my USB, and you'll see on this thumb drive I have the one design and then I have the multi one. So I'm going to click on my multi one, push my little pocket, and it's all right there. So I have already set up my hoop. Now you know I have a yucky hoop for when I spray, and then I have a clean hoop. My clean hoop is already in use, so I wasn't able to use that one today. But I did spray this a little bit with just a little bit of my adhesive spray that I like so much. So I'm just going to lay my vinyl down, push it down a little bit. It's just a little bit tacky. It's not, the adhesive spray I use is not one that gets really super sticky. I'm going to load this in the machine. And I'm going to thread the machine and I'll be right back and show you how to stitch out one of them. What we're going to do is I've got white thread in. I'm going to get it started. You'll see it'll go right up to the top. And it's going to stitch out all the outlines of each one of them. And I will get this part done and we'll come right back. Okay, so it's stitched out all 5 of our designs. So what I'm just going to go in here and do is clip all my jump threads because they kind of annoy me. And I don't want my presser foot to get stuck on them by chance, because that does happen. And your machine will not be happy if that happens to it. So, and you'll see, so it did all the white stitching, which was the outlines of everything. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to change my thread color to my red, and it'll do all the red stitching, then the black. And once I finish all of the stitching, I'll come back and I'll show you how to take these apart and take them out of the hoop. Okay, so now we have the faces all stitched, the hats are stitched. We're on part 4 of 5. So with this particular design, what you need to do is take your hoop off, flip it over. I cleaned up all my stitches. Now make sure you do not cut your little knots off, because that's what secures your stitches. I have another piece of white vinyl that I'm going to put on the back. This is going to enclose all my stitches and make them look really nice and neat for a key fob or a keychain, or these are for my little girls to hang on their backpacks. So that's what we do with them. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to hold it in place, and I'm going to double check after I put it down to make sure that it doesn't shift. And just put that on the bottom. Then we'll start it up again, and as soon as it's all finished stitching, we'll be right back. Alright, so they're all stitched out. I'm going to take them off the hoop, and you'll see the backing is there and the front is there. Excuse the mess of these. My machine is doing something weird. I'm going to have my husband come look at it. But now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take some little sharp scissors, and I'm going to cut these out. And after I do that, make sure that you don't cut your little whiskers and stuff. You're going to cut around those and leave a small little edge on the outside, and it'll all stay together. You might notice too that my stitching is a little off here. About 95% of all issues with stitch outs are due to stabilizer. I should have used a medium tear away instead of what I've used, so that's probably why my stitches are bad. I'll go through and color those in with a red Sharpie. These are just for my girls' backpacks, so I'm not going to stress too much about those. So let me cut these out and I'll be right back. Alright, so the last step is to put snaps on our little key fob. Now I have a snap press, but you certainly don't have to have a big fancy snap press. You can buy pliers. I only use cam snaps because They are the best ones that I have found out there. I used to have a cloth diaper business, so that's how I have the press. I've got to change out this die. All right, and our key fob is all done. I've got a snap on each side, added a little key ring for it, and it's ready to attach to a backpack or your key ring. Hope you enjoyed this video and hope it was useful for you. Don't forget to like and subscribe to get notifications of our next videos. Thank you.